Hi, I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from yourblackworld.com, and I was sitting around working on some stuff on a Saturday night. And in case you're wondering, I like to work on Saturdays. I like to work every day. And the reason I work is not because I am a workaholic or because I love to torture myself. I like to work because I love what I do. And one piece of advice I would give anybody is that if you want to love your job, then find a job that you don't consider to be work. Because if you do something you love, you never have to actually go to work. And believe me, when I've had jobs that I didn't like, I might have been the first one to get fired. Now, anyway, I was sitting here thinking about something that hit my brain. And as you know, I like to share things that come to mind because I believe that as a scholar, with the education that we have, it's our job to share those thoughts with the community. And again, you're free to accept them or to reject them or to challenge them. I am fine either way. I was thinking about Lil Wayne. And as you know, my feeling on Lil Wayne is very mixed. I had a text message conversation the other day with Michael Eric Dyson, who is a man that I have disagreed with on occasion. We did a debate on hip hop back at Brown University about a year ago. And at the same time, though, I respect Dyson so much because he was actually the scholar that made me want to be the scholar that I am right now. I talked to him and Cornel West yesterday, and to this day I'll always say that he, Cornel, and Julianne Malveaux were my three greatest inspirations. And actually I talked to Julianne the other day too. So anyway, they're just amazing people, and I learned so much from them. And the thing that came to mind was something that I don't know how Mike would feel about me sharing this, but I was thinking about Lil Wayne and how Lil Wayne actually, through his recent episodes, might actually be helpful to the black community. When you get 41 years old, you kind of understand things that maybe you didn't understand when you were 20. And one of the things that you learn is that what seems cool today is not always what's good for you in the long term. And you've heard me talk about Lil Wayne, and I've been very honest about how I feel about Lil Wayne. I've told you very clearly that I love his music. It's very good. I think he's brilliant. But at the same time, I think he's so toxic, so destructive to the black community. When you listen to the lyrics, and I've listened to all of them, you can't go around making lyrics where you're comparing the face of Emmett Till to a woman's vagina. You're making lyrics about killing women and killing little babies and going out and getting high and drunk every time or every chance you get. You can't go around and mass market those kinds of messages and not expect young people to be affected. I teach in a business school, and one thing I can tell you is that marketing works. When you're marketing a destructive lifestyle that's telling young black men to go out and kill each other, then guess what? Black men are going to go out and kill each other. You can have good parents at home and all these other things. People want to always blame the parents. Well, guess what? There are a lot of good parents who are very, very frustrated by the fact that their kids are hearing a message every single day that's teaching them to destroy themselves. So we can't deny our responsibility when it comes to the things that we're teaching these kids. And it might be somebody else's child, but that child is part of our community. So we all have to care about these kids. And the thing is this. When I read about Lil Wayne's recent misfortunes, the seizures and all this other stuff, and Rick Ross, he was also having seizures, and, you have to connect that to the drug abuse. I don't care what Young Money, Cash Money has to say, that he's all right and that everything's fine. No, when you're getting high every day, it's gonna hit you. And I told people 5 years ago, I said, I don't think Lil Wayne's going to live past the age of 35 because there are so many ways that he can die. He could die from a drug overdose. He could die. He could get shot. He could die from AIDS because he wants to sleep with everybody out, in the world. So the fact is that this brother is living, unfortunately, he's living a suicidal life. Now, here is what I think he's actually given the black community, and I hate saying it like this, but I got to keep it real. He reminds me of how I watched my older brother, who was actually my uncle, but he was like an older brother. He made all the wrong decisions throughout his life. His whole life was kind of just a big mess, and I loved this brother so much. I loved him. I had so much loyalty to him, but his life was not where it should have been, where it could have been. And I learned from doing the opposite of what he did. And I learned that if you make certain decisions, there are going to be negative consequences to those decisions. And I think that for Lil Wayne, let me check it out, brother. When you see that dude having seizures, when you see his life falling apart, when you see him in these situations where he's strapped up to a hospital bed every 3 or 4 months, it's because of the choices he's making. So maybe the benefit, awkwardly enough, to the black community of Lil Wayne's struggle is that people are going to really address and assess the impact of teaching mass drug and alcohol consumption to young black kids every single day. So that's all I want to say about that. And I hope Lil Wayne gets better, but we got to get past the nonsense. I'm gone. Have a good day.